Hello, welcome back to my tea time. Shelly here. Let's get into it. The relationships that you had with your immediate family members growing up directly correlate to the friendships and relationships that you developed in your life. Seriously. Once I realized this and learned this, I was like, everything made sense. Seriously. If you have for instance, the relationships that you have with your parents, you can in a sense relate that to your romantic relationships. So if you have a healthy attachment style to your parents, they're there for you, they're both, in the house, they both support you emotionally, they make it safe for you to come to. It's just a really healthy dynamic and healthy situation. Chances are you are going to develop healthy relationships, healthy romantic relationships, work relationships as you go on, because that is what you learned how to do just by being in this first example of a relationship. Your siblings, they're essentially your first friends, right? So if you have a sister who's kind of mean to you and puts you down and messes with you a little too much and is not really that nice to you, you're going to think that's normal because this person loves you. She's your sister. So this is normal in your child mind. So you then unconsciously go out into school and into the world making friends with people who treat you the same. For real. It's really, really crazy when you think about it. If you could look back on the dynamic that you had with the immediate people you grew up with in your house, I could almost guarantee you that those relationships modeled relationships and friendships that you had growing up. And even if they were bad, I'm sorry, I totally understand. And if they were bad, it's okay because you can change them, because admitting is the first step to changing anything. So if you could admit to yourself that you didn't have the most ideal relationships with your parents or ideal relationships with your sisters or brothers or aunts or uncles or whoever was immediately around you, if you could admit and understand, and first understand that the way that they were treating you or whatever had nothing to do with you. The way people treat you is a reflection of how they feel about themselves and what they have going on internally. So once you unpack that, and you realize that those relationships and the way you were treated had nothing to do with you, and then start to look and see the relationships and friendships that you had that modeled that, then you're aware. And once you're aware, then you can dissect. And once you dissect, you can change. You could start setting boundaries. If your parents or your siblings might still be like that towards you because they're used to being like that towards you, and you're recognizing it now, even if they don't, you can set boundaries. You can speak up. I know it's easier said than done, especially if you've learned not to speak up, but you can speak up and you can let them know you don't like that. You don't like that treatment. You don't accept that treatment anymore. You could spend less time, whatnot, depending on how severe the situation is. Or you can just set boundaries. When you start setting boundaries in your immediate initial relationships with your family members, it then rolls over to people outside your family. Then you start being better with setting boundaries with certain friends that might not have been that great to you, or you start attracting better friends to you, better relationships, better situations, because you've healed and you've learned that you deserve good treatment. It's a really liberating feeling. It really is, to be like, wow, that makes so much sense as to why all my boyfriends were like that, or as to why all of my friends were like that. And then you realize it, and then you change, and then you have such great friends and you have such great relationships, and everything just gets better. Your current relationships strengthen, or the ones that aren't good fall away. And then, like I said, then you attract new amazing ones. So although the things that we go through in life, negative, might be bad, obviously bad experiences, whatnot, they shape who we are as a person. And we can use those situations, that hurt and that pain, and transmute it and turn it into something good. Because in then learning to set boundaries with certain people, it might teach them something that they didn't even realize about themselves, that they didn't even realize that they were being like. And like I said, that might strengthen your relationship, and that might then have the ripple effect to have them strengthen their other relationships, because they're going to be like, wow, I didn't realize I was treating her like that, so I need to make sure I don't treat them like that either. And then it's just a ripple of goodness and of positivity. So yeah, your relationships with your family shape your relationships with everybody else. And I heard this quote one time that was like, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And I couldn't agree more. So that's what I'm challenging you to do today. Go home and love your family. Set healthy boundaries. Express gratitude. Show so much appreciation and love for the people that we were blessed with on this earth, and watch how much better your life and their lives get. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day. As always, stay healthy, happy, and hydrated. Bye.